Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We're playing City Skylines again. Today we're back in Rebelville. Today is expansion day. We are going to get a residential area plopped in right about here. And I'm kind of striving for realism these days, and the best way to get realism is to, in fact, copy a real city. So I have Google Maps on my other screen, and I'm going to copy an area of my hometown. And we'll see how it turns out. I did it in a couple areas. This one was modeled after a real city. This area over here was modeled after a real city. So I think they're pretty interesting looking areas. This particular neighborhood was built in about the late 1950s, I believe. So it's not overly modern subdivision-esque. It doesn't have curvy roads. It's fairly gritty, as in uses a grid system. Traffic flows are fine. There's lots of entrances and exits to all of the areas, and I kind of like it. There's really only a couple little intricacies to it, and the reason I picked this one, in fact, is a neighborhood that's dear to me because I actually went to elementary school in this area. And the school is going to be placed up right about here. There wasn't a freeway right beside it when I was growing up, but this is Rebelville. It's unique. So let's get going on this. We are going to use predominantly, and I think almost solely, just small roads because I'm kind of getting tired of using the big roads at this point, and they seem to counterintuitively make traffic worse, right? So I want to square this up just a little bit, and you can see right off the bat that it's not perfectly square. So I'm going to bulldoze this road out of here first, and we're going to get this squared up 90 degrees downward. And let's see if we can do that. Is that 90? Maybe if we zoom out a bit we can kind of tell. Let's go straight from the top. And we'll just try to make this as straight down as possible. Or unless we follow this road, which might be an idea. Just follow as close to perpendicular to that as we can. And maybe just bring it up a bit so that we can come straight over to this road. We'll just fix this up just a touch. Now let's run this road straight out and see where we end up. Very hard to get it straight. That looks about right. We'll just run it by that one a little bit so we can intersect. Is that straight or am I just... Yeah, man, that's hard to tell right now. Let's do it in small sections because that'll be far easier to make sure that we're doing it right. There, okay, so that is perfectly straight to that road. A little bit of a odd shape to this, but that's okay. I think I kind of like that. Let's redo this road here, though. And we'll pull kind of down like this. And then hopefully we can just run all these roads kind of parallel. You know, I kind of like that. It follows along the shoreline a little bit. Now we're going to make what they call a frontage road. And this makes your ingress and egress off of your freeway quite a bit easier. Because you can put these little on-ramps and off-ramps all the way up. And they serve the road fairly well. We don't want to go too close because we still want some length on the freeway here. And I think I'm going to eventually change this out, but why don't we make ourselves a starting point up here to make it a little bit easier. So let's just bring this up as close to that as we can. Just like that. And then we'll try to pull it all the way down. That's too close to the freeway. Let's pull it down this way. There we go. That looks like a pretty decent frontage road. We'll just click that out of there. And I don't want this big road here. Yeah, that looks fine to me. Let's put, just for convenience sake, let's connect these guys up. Where can we connect them? Let's see here. We'll get a freeform tool going on. Any interesting connection we can make there? Apparently not. Let's try this from right here, and can we elevate to get it up to connect? There we go. A little bit odd looking, but it does the trick for now. We'll come back and revisit that later. So, frontage road. We want some ons and offs, and for this particular one, I think I'm going to do what I did here, and for the ons, we'll just put a section of highway. And these seem to work really well because they're very quick. So when people get onto them, is this not going to let me do it? Oh, it's still, okay, there we go. So let's see what we can do with this. We'll alternate on and off. So we'll go off there, and we'll do on here. And maybe one more final off. No traffic lights, so that's nice. It'll flow very, very well, I think, anyway. Okay, let's get to the street layout, because that's the interesting part. So we've got two-way roads. Basically, there is 1, 2, 3, 4 city blocks involved in this. And let's pull out a perpendicular street just so we can get a nice right angle. There are 4 city blocks in this. No, don't, there we go. Okay. Approximately, city blocks in my city are approximately 12 houses. So if you think in the one single tile, you can fit one little tiny house. And the 4x4s, you can fit a fairly large house. So let's think of a 2x2 as being your average low-density suburban house in an old area of the city. These are not the new areas. So you're looking at a house being, say, a 2x2. That's a 2x3. So that would be one house. So then we've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's 12 houses. So let's put a road right through there. The interesting thing about the old areas of the city, and this may hold true in your areas as well, is that they typically have an alleyway. And the newer areas don't typically have that. I think what we're going to do in this area is we'll do a 3 spot here on either side. And then should we have a double wide alley? Let's see if that makes any sense here. Yeah, I don't quite like that. I don't quite like that at all. What we're gonna do is we'll get the we're gonna readjust to make it so that we'll have a 3x3. Maybe we can go with the 2x2. Let's try this out. Let's try this out. I want to delete this, and I want to zone just a 2x2. Okay, so we'll get these out of here. And then we want to have enough room for... No, let's do a 3. Let's do 3. So it'll be 2x3. That's what we're hoping for houses, if there is such a thing. And then we'll have an alley. And then we'll do a road that will accommodate another 3x3 on the other side. So 1, 2, and 3. So we'll pull the road. We have to delete this, I think, to get this to work. No, we're going to have to delete further. Okay, so we want our road. That didn't quite work. We need to be 1 space over from there. Get out of here, Twitter. Yes, there we go. That is ideal. And then we'll make this street right. No, what? Why? It's got to go a little further. There we go. That looks right. Looks perfectly right. So let's put another alley in here just to get the measurements right. And we will grab this. I think this will work. No, I gotta get this out of here now. Frustrating when it tries to snap to the edge of the other road. Is that right? No, that's not right. That should be right. Let's pull this alley down again. There we go. Okay, that looks right to me. This area here isn't quite what we have on the map, but we're gonna work with it anyway. So let's see. We can connect to this frontage road. Just like that. And maybe we won't make this one join. We'll just put it very nearby. Does that look silly? Yeah, it's okay. This is where the school is, so I'm going to plop an elementary school down there right away, just so we have some frame of reference. And let's get that bad boy right in there. It was on the main street of this, so I think we'll do that. No, actually, it was on this, but it was on the corner. Right there. That's where it was. Oh, I put it in the wrong place. I put it in the wrong place. It's supposed to be on this street over here. It's not going to snap very well, is it? Well, we'll put it... Why don't you want to snap there? Come on, work with me. No, it's not going to work with me. Okay, we'll put it there. Let's continue this. Let's continue this downward. And this should be fairly straightforward now to zone the next couple. We may not get 4 blocks out of this, but that's just fine. I mean, it's based on a real city, but it doesn't have to be the exact thing. That one little square doesn't want to zone. Angles are just not quite right. Extend this out a bit so we can zone these a little faster. That's not quite right. That is correct. Do not snap. Come on. Okay, let's get our alleys in. Now, technically, an alley is not a pedestrian path, but I kind of like having the pedestrian paths like this because they provide the Sims a way to walk around, and it doesn't allow for cars to use it. I mean, I could use a dirt road, which would be more accurate as to the typical use of an alley. But we get way more benefit out of using pedestrian paths for alleys instead of roads. And they're the same size, really. So... okay, let's count out our next block here. So we're still doing 2s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You've had your counting lesson for the day. Okay, now let's zone that third square in. Now, if I really wanted to, I could do these individually so that we only get a 2x3 zoned house in there, but I'm not going to take the time and effort that, you know, if I really wanted it to look properly, that's exactly what I would do. And I've seen some people do that. They'll zone a single square and they wait for it to be developed, and then they do their next one, and then they do their next one, and then they do their next one, and on and on and on and on. What a tedious task. We're not going to do that here. The size of the block is enough for my liking. It's a realistic looking size of a city block, and with that, I'm perfectly happy with letting it develop on its own. Okay, so we're coming to the end of the first block here, and let's just finish off the little bits of these roads, and then there are a little bit of variations in the next ones, and we may, if this is a little boring, we may just do some creativity of our own, and I'll see how far we get, because it seems over in this area there's actually a nice little sweeping kind of bent street that we might get to. And I am just going to put a cut in here, guys, and I'm going to finish off doing this because this is a little tedious for you to watch, I'm sure. When we come over to the interesting area, I'll come back, and then we'll finish it off. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, guys, we're back. I've got the grid kind of laid out a little bit here. This is just exactly how it is in the city. It looks so boring, you know, now. Once it's filled in, I think it'll look better. This area here, it starts to get a little more interesting. There is a road that comes out kind of, it still stays straight till about here, but then it curves up, and there's a kind of a road that runs a little bit like this, and it's not a smooth turn. It's very kind of chunky like this, and it continues on kind of down this way. I think we'll just connect it like that, and we'll do another connection staying kind of parallel with these ones. Let's see if we can get this angle right. That looks to be, yep, that's right. So now we can do a couple interesting things in here, because there is a road that comes like this. It is on the curve like that, and then there is a crescent. Again, very chunky crescent, not a smooth transition around the corner. If I can get this right, it keeps trying to snap on me here. So this road, it follows the one. Is that giving me enough? I should be one more in the center here, I think. Yes, just like that. Why won't you connect there? A little bit of a gap there. This actually makes some sense, because I know the house that's on the corner of this, and it has a huge pie-shaped lot. And so it makes some sense that that's like that. Now there's another crescent that runs inside of this one. I don't want to make this too tight into there. Maybe we should have gone one more on that one. Now how does this go? Let's consult the map here. You know what? I won't be able to make it like it is on the map. On the map, it kind of came back up like this, but that's going to be way too many intersections in one. We'll just parallel or symmetry this to the other side as close as we can, just like that. Let's make a street off of here, and we'll do one right in there just to make things a little more efficient. Let's see. Okay, there is another similar looking road on this side. Now we're overlapping quite a bit there. That is much better. So the road comes to about what looks to be right there and then down. Not a great use of space, but we're going for realism, remember. Now there are still alleys in this area as well, so let's try to split these up. There's the 3. Let's bring that straight down, and we'll bring that straight across. So that takes care of that, and let's do another alley here. I used to deliver papers actually in this area. Was it this area? Yeah, right up in here, along this block and along the 2 blocks around here. And there's actually in the real city blocks running this way as well. But yeah, I used to deliver newspapers there. Okay, let's get an alley running here. So we've got a 3 space residential there. Okay. Not a great use of space there, but maybe we'll figure something out. Again, let's try to get another alley stuck into this guy. And into this guy. Let's continue that. No, this one's going to be this way. We're going to have a small thing of houses right there. That looks kind of neat, eh? Like, using the pedestrian paths as alleys really does help with your pedestrian traffic flow as well. I don't think we need one there. And yeah, we could probably get one in here. And I definitely want to try one here. And then out to this main road. Not overly happy with this. I think what we could do here is just stick in another road. Just to use this space up a little bit. Yeah, I like that better. I don't want to waste too much space. This is an old area and it's very compact. The reason why, you know, like, this is kind of the real layout, and some of these are utilized as large yards in the area, and so unfortunately we can't expand the usage, but it doesn't look too bad like this either though. Okay, so let's get a road drawn here that gives us a 3 space house. Darn, we can't quite get it there. The angles are a little odd for this. Oops. Yeah, just not quite the right angle. We'd have to go kind of in between these two. Like right... Yeah, we'd have to go right there. But then this road needs to attach in a different place. Let's try to drag it from this side. See if we can get it right. That's pretty close. We're still cutting some off at the bottom corner. Okay. I don't mind that. Let's get this zoned up. We're never going to have to zone another bit of residential in this city again with all the lack of demand we have right now. But we'll fix that. I know how to create the residential demand. And so should you if you've been following my videos. I did talk about how to get your demands to increase in several videos. I'm pretty sure I did at least 2 to 3 videos where I talked about how to increase demands. And in this case, we're just going to get some more industry going, because we've always had a bit of industry demand that I've ignored over the over the last few years because I didn't want to grow at all. I was really in a holding pattern with this city for a while. Well, we went back and worked on some things, and there still are some major things to work on. Like, I do want to get my metro working a bit better, and my bus lines need to be optimized a bit, and that sort of thing. So still lots of things to do before we get too large. Look, we've got a deficit running. That's the first time in a while that that's happened. Not worried about it when I have $9.2 million in the bank. That looks pretty neat, right? Kind of a cool looking area, a little old and some crescents in there. Yeah, kind of cool. We're gonna expand the city down this way. I did I downloaded the 25 tiles mod, and so we're gonna get all the tiles. So I'm not worried about running out of space anytime soon. And I just want to make the city look fairly realistic, and so far it looks pretty good. Some of these areas look a little more realistic than others. Like, I don't think the key hole that I have downtown here, this shape, probably not overly realistic, but it looks kind of neat. It's like a keyhole with a diamond pattern in the center. I'm having another city die off, as you can see, but I think the population will bounce back soon enough. Okay guys, I think that's going to do it for the day. If you found the video helpful at all, please leave me a like below. If you haven't yet, please subscribe. I always appreciate it. We're getting lots of subscribers these days, and I'm hoping to grow. So please subscribe if you haven't. Until next time, folks, bye-bye.